of President Thabo Mbeki. President Zuma saying that he tried to save President Mbeki, and looks like, according to Julius Malema, it was Deputy President Cyril Ramaphosa actually who tried to save President Mbeki, and that President Zuma himself said he has to go because I can't work with him. But anyway, talking about the president, let's cross now to our presidential correspondent, Mzwandile Mbeje, who's at the Union Buildings, to give us an update on the latest. So, Mzwai, is this statement going to happen this evening, and have you got any idea what time?
Thank you very much, Peter. Indeed, we expect the statement to happen this evening. Remember, we are not just thumb-sucking this information. In that interview we had with President Jacob Zuma at his house in Mahlambandlovu, so he did say that, so I'll be making a statement later today, meaning this evening. So it's still going to happen. It's just that we are not sure when it will happen in terms of time, but yeah, so we're waiting, camping here outside, hoping it will not be late into the night.
So you had a chat with him, and sometimes, you know, the things that happen off camera and reading someone's body language as he's speaking when they're close to you gives you more clues than just the words that come out of one's mouth. What sense did you get talking to the president? And I also know that you've worked with him for many, many years. What sense did you get about the president today and his plea to explain his side of the story?
I think, Peter, the impression that I was left with after speaking to the president, and perhaps even during that short interaction with him off camera, so I did see that he was clearly disturbed by the recall, not because the ANC is not within its rights to do that, but he feels they could have done it a bit differently. And I think one of his feelings was that given that with the leadership of the ANC, President Ramaphosa and the other top six, there was a package that had been agreed to. I think you got a sense that he felt perhaps his suggestion and that package they had agreed to so was not thoroughly ventilated at the NEC. So as a result, he felt maybe he was not treated fairly. So that's the sense I got, that he felt, well, maybe they did not really take enough time to listen to what I had presented.
Do you think that this evening he's feeling a bit betrayed by the ANC that he gave his life to, and particularly the NEC, because as you said, he felt that perhaps his issues weren't ventilated properly, but after surviving 8 votes of no confidence, he probably felt that, you know, these people would support him again. Do you think he felt betrayed by the developments that have taken place?
I'm not sure whether to use the word betray is not a bit too strong, but he did feel a sense of perhaps not being listened to thoroughly. I think that's how I would put it. Because all along, he says, I kept asking them, so what is it that I've done wrong? And then he says they couldn't say it. It's just that the mood in the country is positive, and so we feel we need to recall you. So I think those are some of the things that perhaps made him very uncomfortable with the recall. That is why he publicly said, as much as I can't defy the movement, but I disagree with the movement. So, which really tells you, Peter, that he is hurt by this kind of a decision from what I see. But his movement has spoken. I guess he will have to accept it.
So what is he likely to do? You know him, Mzwai. What is he going to do? Is he going to be the first person in the 106-year history of the party to defy his movement, or is he going to fall into line like a disciplined cadre?
I think what he's going to do, Peter, obviously when he is communicating his formal response to the nation, he will reiterate the fact that he is a disciplined cadre of the movement, regardless of what he thinks, what they did to him. But I think he will accede to their request for a recall, because I don't think he really would want to see an organization he has served for so long plunged into some kind of chaos, because he has always said, I will do whatever my movement tells me to do. If they want me to be a branch member or chairperson somewhere in Uganda, those were some of the words he would ordinarily use during the course of his time. So I think now that the leadership has decided that, well, he needs to step aside, reluctantly, obviously, he will still do so, I think.
All right, Mzwandile, thanks very much indeed. And perhaps the next time we cross to you, it may be that this announcement will be being made. So, Leanne, it's going to be a significant evening tonight. We're seeing a president who perhaps has said his final piece, tried to persuade people that, look, I've done nothing wrong, I really shouldn't be being asked to go, but tonight he's going to have to make a life-changing decision.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, it is, you can only but imagine what's going through his mind right now, and we're all speculating and guessing, but as you heard Mzwandile telling us that he did say during the interview that this evening he will respond. He will speak tonight. So we are expecting something to come from the president. What that something is, we don't know. We're all guessing that he may step down, but he may be defiant and say, look, I'm going to go all the way, but who knows? So this is what we're doing this evening. This is the story that we're following. We've been following it for, I think, the last week, if not longer, and we'll continue to do so. So